Always beat me every time. Thank you so much. All right, so Movie Trading Company. Movie Trading Company is right next to Thai Select. Thai Select's way over there. And there's the Movie Trading Company. And I don't know, I did buy Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2. I think it was probably 1. I bought the first one here. Supposedly it worked. I got arrested. I don't know what for. Do some intel. Looks like Friends is playing. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I heard a lot of good stuff about this. Didn't see any of it, so I only heard about it. They got a video game. It's based after a video game. It's supposed to be the best thing on television. Zappa. He archived tons of stuff in Hollywood. Now it belongs to Lady Gaga. He archived music of his own, original music. Big studio in Hollywood. This is cool too. Yeah. This looks cool right here. Dungeons and Dragons. So a game master, or what they call a dungeon master, can do research on various things before they do a meet, or what they call a module or an adventure. Like sometimes called an adventure. There's many names they call it, but it's when they meet up with a bunch of role-playing Dungeons and Dragons people that have character sheets, and they all usually go off a module. This is information, though. It's like content about dragons. So they can read about the dragons, so they can better educate the other characters or the other players about coming across dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. These are all different types of dragons. So each character, even the enemy, has a strength. They also have dexterity, that's as well. The dexterity measures their movement, on how well they move, and how well they can balance and move through time and space. As in movement, like a gymnast, has great dexterity. The intelligence is also important, and wisdom. Wisdom will help you with understanding things. And this is charisma, which helps you with magic. They have saving throws, skills, damage immunities, condition immunities, and senses. Language is important too. These are about characters too. They're not just about dragons. He's known as the Heart Eater. One of my characters on SOCOM was called Heart Killer. So what's great about each one of these, for example, the Jormungand, it's the World Serpent. Every single character is going to have a strength. All of them will have a dexterity, which is their movement ability, the way they can move, the gracefulness in their movement. There's constitution. Intelligence is important. So your intelligence is important. Your wisdom is important. That's how wise you are. And the charisma is how well you can cast magic. Wisdom is probably related to a little bit of knowledge, but also the weight of the knowledge. Intelligence is probably how you figure things out. So constitution is going to have to do with physique. Also, it's going to have to do with how many hit points they have as well. It has to do with kind of the stability of their physique. That's why it's in the center. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. The constitution is kind of the foundation of the character. It has to do with their physique and how well they can resist against poison. So someone with a high constitution would be able to beat the coronavirus. Constitution is everything. There's Kundal, the rainbow dragon. Let's look at the strength. Dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. That lady's annoying. Found some Dungeons and Dragons here. Spelljammer. It's Adventures in Space. D&D. See if they have any Ravenloft. Oh, cool. These are not monsters. So we'll have the characters of the monsters as well as their character sheets. It's a humanoid. The walking speed's 30 feet. Size is medium. They can see in dim light. They have advantage in saving throws. They have bonus action. Ooh, there's a copyright. Well, I found some cool stuff about Dungeons & Dragons, but no information on the arrest of one of the employees here. I think it was police corruption myself. It happened at this store, and I don't know exactly when. I overheard a conversation. I verified it with another employee, so he was arrested in that store because of police corruption. You're gonna pick up your Thai food and drop it off at your doorstep. The crime happened when the police arrested him. It's called false arrest. That's where I picked up my food. And over here one time when I was by Sprouts, there was an unmarked vehicle, it looked like FBI or something, sitting in the corner right over there. Whenever I left Sprouts, they took off after that. I have contacted the FBI about corruption in Fort Worth Police Department. I know several cops that are corrupt. All right, we got your Thai select food. We're gonna go 4.9 miles. 14 minutes, we'll drop it off at about 7 o'clock in the PM. Would I compare filmmaking, or at least videography or vlogging, to on all those different character traits for each character, like your strength, your intelligence, dexterity, constitution? Is that I compare it to charisma. Your filmmaking and charisma are very important. It's like casting a spell. I feel the same way about music too. Music and filmmaking are very similar. And if you're able to cast spells like a magician, then you'll be a great filmmaker. Because filmmaking is truly casting spells. It's just like casting a magic spell. It's the same thing. You gotta have tons of charisma. But you do want all of it when you're making a video or a vlog or a story, or telling a story, even writing or whatever it may be, even vlogging. You want to have all of it. Okay? You want to have all of it. You want strength, you want dexterity, you want constitution, you want wisdom, and you want charisma. You want all of it. Okay? You want to use all of it. But charisma is going to really help you out. Charisma is like the style. It's casting the spell. It's the magic. The magic spell. Dance, magic, dance, magic, dance, magic, dance. You'll have to do many, many things. You'll have to do many things to be a filmmaker. You will not be able to follow all the rules. Okay? You will not be able to follow all the rules. If you follow all the rules, you're going to be stale and stupid and make documentaries the rest of your life. On narratives, you cannot follow all the rules. You have to break the rules. All right, Mira Vista has a checkpoint. We gotta get through the checkpoint. I'm gonna drop off the food at your doorstep. They have a beautiful golf course if you love golfing. Beautiful. It's prettier than your golf course. It's called the Mira Vista. They have mansions all around it. Very pretty. I've been on it and it's well trimmed, well groomed. It's a nice garden. Everything about it is very nice. I've even rolled some balls on the putting course, and like, let's say the hole-in-one thing. I don't know. Like when you're doing 18 holes, when you're at the final hole or whatever. It's when you have to putt. The putting ground or whatever you call it. I don't know. The green. I guess you call it the green. There's a name for it. You know the name, so you say it out loud and clap your hands real crazy like, I know the name. Yay! Okay. So it's probably that thing, you know. It's where the green is and where the hole is. Okay, so there's 1, 2, all the way to 18 holes. All their greens are very nicely trimmed. So the ball rolls flat. It doesn't roll crooked or anything like that. The putting course section of it's very nice. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. It's where the ball lands right next to the hole kind of thing. It's all that's cut down very nicely. They also use laser detectors for speed detection. So I don't know where they are, but they have a sign for it. So So if you're driving all like a bat out of hell and you live in this neighborhood, they have a laser detector. I don't know how they do it, but somewhere around here. I don't know what it is. All right, we'll be there in a minute. There they are. Tice leg. The reason the flag saves you is because you can speak freely. And speech is very powerful. Especially when you speak against the rich and their law officers. Because you take out all the law officers, you take out the rich. It's the only way. You cannot take out the rich and still have law officers. So if there's no officers of the law, then there is no rich. Well, we got one. We're going to turn around. Turn it all around. We're going to Kincaid Hamburgers. Trying to figure, yeah. All right, so that was an example of how Waze can be, okay? That was a great example of how it can be, how it spins wrong and everything. I talk a lot about spinning in the early episodes. That's exactly what that's called right there. It'll spin the wrong way and you don't know what it's talking about. That's exactly what it did right there. All right, we're going to Kincaid. We'll be there in 4 miles, 10 minutes, 7:52 in the PM. Pick up your hamburger. It's a little low. It's about the height of the ACL right here, from here to here. So these things will have to be looked out for OSHA because they're going to hit customers. You're walking over this way and going around that way. So watch your ACL. It didn't get it though, but it came close. nothing in this world more annoying than a bunch of kids talking. There's nothing in the world more annoying than a bunch of high school kids talking. I'm blessed that I'm not a teacher. I'm not a high school teacher, at least. I teach on YouTube, but I'm very blessed that I am not a high school teacher. All right, we got your Kincaid hamburger, and we're going to drop it off. It's actually a cheeseburger. 9.2 miles. 15 minutes. We'll be there in 18 after the 8 o'clock hour. So 8:18 in the p.m. All right, we're listening to Waltz Number 2 by Elliott Smith. This is kind of like a live version or a recording from a studio, wearing kind of black, has like a black band right on his wrist. I asked my second wife, Angel, if I could use Waltz Number 2 in the reception music, and she said no. She only had Christian music only, so Christian bands like Mercy Me and Sean McDonald, things like that. I wasn't allowed to use Elliott Smith. But I only wanted to use one song, which was Waltz Number 2. Because I thought it was a good song, and I thought it represented kind of the end of our marriage. Because I didn't really know for sure if Angel and I were going to work out. I knew that we were going to have children, though. That was in the... Because when we were married in a place in Van Zandt County. And in the backyard, we were married in a backyard. It was a church wedding in a backyard. And we had a cross out there, and right next to the cross was kind of a symbolic playground that the kids that lived on the property, the kids that lived in that house had. I don't know if they took the cross down or not. That's up to them and God. But that cross was representative of our marriage and our children, our family. A lady that helped us with that her last name is Birdsong. Her husband's last name is David Birdsong. The lady that lived on the property with David, she was a divorcee. So her first marriage never worked out. And she remarried a fireman named David, who was Native American. His last name was Birdsong. And so he allowed us to to use that property for the wedding. And, that was it. The only critique I got in the whole wedding was I was supposed to turn all the way around and face the bride. I only turned my head. So we just didn't have enough rehearsals, to really go over every little thing. So whenever the bride's coming, you turn your whole body around and to face her. I only turned my head. So I never really understood that little rule or whatever it was in marriage. But I didn't turn my whole body. So I didn't understand what he meant by turn around. I thought he meant like look at her as she comes down the aisle, which I did. I did do that. I just turned my head and I faced the cross. So the cross was over here, and I kept towards the cross the entire time, which was symbolic. So the boomers, they need everything symbolic. So I was facing the cross, and then I turned my head and saw her coming up, so that I was going to be true to the Lord, the Messiah, throughout the marriage, which I have been as much as possible, and asking him to forgive my sins and also to forgive others. So that's what my life represents, the living sacrifice to the Messiah, the Lord Almighty, Jesus Christ, is that I'm a living sacrifice. I ask for forgiveness, and I do as he says. I follow him. I don't follow. I do not follow you. I follow Jesus Christ. I do not follow you. I fear no man. It's a real nice community right along that road, which is West Point, going across the highway. They're just now starting it. It's really nice too. But it's over this way towards the sunset. They got to put those addresses on the houses. Yeah, could be the one before that. Thinking it maybe is. They got it on their neighbor. The neighbors put little stickers on there. That really does help. Little stickers on it, but doesn't look like anything here. A house with no address. I'm assuming it's probably that one. Do a little investigation. Figure out. I don't know why they should have to do that just for public safety. They usually paint it on the side of the house. Something like that. I don't know what to say. Okay. Nothing there. Pretty sure it's probably that one. I have gotten in trouble for misdrops, so pretty sure it's that one. Then there's this one on the corner, which is 00, so I know it's not that one. So the process of elimination. Well, we can ring the door and hang around for a little while. Yep, I see it right here. There's a real good chance that this might be the address right here. Both their vehicles. Well, one of their vehicles. Yeah, he's saying something about white columns. I don't see any white columns. Maybe he means white columns, like the Roman arch columns, or... So he's saying columns. Those aren't really columns, and those columns stand alone. So that's kind of a column. There it goes. There she is. We got one, crawling crab. You're gonna pick up the crawling crab, which is basically food. It's like Louisiana style food. 8.6 miles. Be there in 12 minutes at 8:42 in the PM. right, we're going to take our crawling crab food. 5.8 miles, 14 minutes. We'll be there at 9:31 in the p.m. It's like an Amber Alert. It's Hispanic. Usually it's Hispanic or black. In this case, it's a Hispanic. I don't know the details of it, but their kid's kidnapped. 752 slice of pizza at Sirius Pizza. 752. And they're right off West 7th Street, Fort Worth. And I've got all these options right here. Dr. Sirius looks cool. And I don't recognize the copyright music, so. They do Uber Eats. I think I've done them before, and they do have speakers outside, so you have to be careful on the vlog. Yeah, I can hear a little bit better. That's what it looks like right there. I'm gonna get some Parmesan cheese. Got a little bit of pepper. It's a little bit bigger than your average piece. So it goes in this little box right here. It's like a little miniature pizza, a little personal pizza. Pepper on there. I like how the Italian do it. Parmesan. take it outside. We're in a lag area right now on the music, so we're gonna try to keep it going. As long as we have that, and we don't have any copyright issue really. I think it's pretty good. Look at the sauce right here. It's a pretty good pizza. It's one of those pizza you kind of inhale. But the difference between me and the other guys is I show the truth of how people are. It's about right here. That copyright behind me. It's pretty good. There's Edmund. We'll get you some cat food.